Good evening. Let's 2049. I've got news for you. So we are from groups 47. So now I'm going to introduce my group member and our metric number. So my name is Bobby E, and my number metric is 203246.
Okay, hi, my name is Tashmita. My metric number is 203213.
Hi, I'm Shura. My metric number is 204166.
Hi, I'm Raiman. Max number is 200811.
Hi, my name is Ayuni and my matrix number is 203854.
Hi, my name is Shalini. My metric number is 204037.
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Lip Chotin. Matrix numbers 203245.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Ali Irfan Mission ID. So my matrix number is 200417.
Okay, so we are here to discuss about the topic for sport. So who want to start?
Okay,
I start first.
So as this week topic is about sport, I'm going to share news about Malaysian hockey team. So my article's title is Malaysia grabbed third place after beating Japan. This article was news. This is the recent news, which is from yesterday. This article says that Malaysia defeat Japan with score 3-2 in the tournament of under Sultan of Johor Cup at the Taman Stadium in Johor Bahru yesterday. Um, um, Before this, in the past years, after winning the inaugural tournament in 2011, Malaysia only come closer with silver in 2013. So yesterday, as Malaysia got number 3, bronze, which is same during their match in 2015. And then their coach, Nur Saiful Zainis, says that the boys really did well to end up in the podium following erratic performance from the team. It means that in the past match, their place got fluctuate. Means that sometimes got number 1, number 3, and last year they got number 5. And this year, yesterday, they got number 3. This Sultan of Johor Cup is a part of their preparation for the Junior Asia Cup in Dhaka on June next year, 2020. So, in this tournament, they will face Japan, India, Pakistan, South Korea, and China. This tournament is important because it will qualify them to join the Junior World Cup on June next year. So, the coach said that this is an improvement because last year they got 5th place and this year they got number 3 to join the final match. So, the coach said that he believe with more exposure, the team players will be ready for the Junior World Cup in Dhaka. So the final results, the number 1 is India, and number 2 Britain, Malaysia got number 3, followed by Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. So I choose this news because it is the most recent news, which is from yesterday. So that's all from me. So next,
okay. The article I choose is about our badminton king, Lee Chong Wei, who had retired recently. Okay. So this article state about Malaysia's badminton king Lee Chong Wei, a 3-time Olympic silver medalist and former world number 1, announced his retirement on last June this year because of prolonged health issue after battling cancer. Okay, as everyone know, he had diagnosed nose cancer with early stage last year. So he decided to retire after his doctors gave advice that his body could not longer can take the intense training for high competition. So he said it was a very heavy decision because he loved badminton very much. but his health is more important, so he decided to retire. Discovery is one of Malaysia's most popular and successful sportsmen. Because in 2006, he reached the number one ranking, a position he would go on to hold for a record 348 weeks in total. So after long time in badminton, in sport, he took a break from competition last September for cancer treatment, but returned to training in January with the goal of attaining Malaysia's maiden gold medal at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic. That was the last competition that he participated on. That's all for me.
Oh. Why you choose?
Why I choose because the movie is a very actually it's the only one sportman I
Okay.
my,
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay, my topic is about Dato' Lee Chong Wei. It's going to overlap with some points lah. So, but mine is also a news like about his retirement. Okay, we know that our former world number one badminton player, right, Dato' Lee Chong Wei, he announced his retirement. Okay, after being in that badminton professional for 19 years. So what he said in the press conference was, he said this, today everyone knows more or less why my intention towards this press conference was. He said that he's going to retire from this professional after being there for 19 years. He also add on that it's very tough decision for him to actually retire, but he have no choice after consulting with doctors in Taiwan, and after they gave him to answer like 8 questionnaires about his health condition, and they found that he is not fit for doing like high intensity activity, so he needs to quit. Because I think health is more important compared to sport. You have to be healthy, if not you can't play, right? So yeah, so the one. And then okay, he thanked Malaysians and also his coaches for supporting him throughout his career. And we know that Dato' Lee Chong Wei was diagnosed with nose cancer in July last year, right? So after going to treatment in Taiwan, he told the press conference in November that there's no way he's going to retire. He's going to play for the Olympic, he's going to do that. But certain things like doesn't come together lah. So he couldn't like he played for Olympic, but the thing is he couldn't continue his career in that field. And then this one, I think in Instagram he posted one pantun in Malay, saying that actually that one gives the biggest hint already. He's going to retire from the career. If you want to know the pantun, you just go and see the Instagram lah. Okay, they posted on June 5th. I can read it. Okay, I just read it lah. It's just a very small one. Chong Wei dah cuba sedaya upaya, emas Olimpik tidak terdaya. Kepada semua selamat Hari Raya. Mohon maaf atas segalanya. He wrote that. So yeah, that's the news. So why I choose this topic? Because I think no one can take away the fact that he's the only person who can play badminton well. He's he's the best man single shutter in the world that I've ever seen. So he has bashed 69 titles throughout his career, and yeah, that's all.
Okay. Okay, so it's me now. So I'm going to tell you news about last month the basketball World Cup. World Cup, basketball World Cup, football go World Cup, basketball also go World Cup. So okay, so all of you know that the USA is the strongest team. No, you know, you don't know.
I don't know.
So actually, it's obvious that USA have the best basketball player because they have NBA. So the famous player like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, they are all from United States. So in last month World Cup, so they they actually lost one of their game. So USA have their basketball longest winning streak in major competition stretching back to 2006, which yielded their 3 Olympic golds and 2 world titles. Then they come to helps because they lose to French in their quarterfinal only, not the final. So what is the reason that they lost the match? Because they say it's lack of the all star, the star players, because the star players have the mindset that they have qualified into the Olympic Games next year. So they say they will have to quit for the games. Then they decided to just prepare for their MBS for this year. So they quit for all of them quit. So even their coach Greg Popovich said that this is a squad of second tier stars. So they also have lost their match in a warm-up game. So they end in a rounds of 78 consecutive US win in a major competition and exhibition game. So actually they also fought for a very tough game in a match against the 17th ranked Turkey. They only 17 ranked in the world, so they fought very hard in overtime. Then they come very smoothly after they take over Japan, Greece, and Brazil. But they say the US team in this year won't have a very smooth way to achieve their final. So it is proven that last month that a big French side led by towering Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz. So they have finally lost the game. And they say this one may be a spark for the star player to return to play for next year Olympic. So why the reason I choose this news because I like basketball a lot, so I watch basketball game a lot. Then this is the first time since I have memory about the basketball, then the US team lost. Yeah, so this is quite an impact to me. Yeah, yeah.
Feeling sad.
Lee Chong Wei is more sad.
Ah.
Yeah, okay. So
Okay.
that's my news.
So next. Arif.
Your turn. You first.
Uh, so for me, for my news, I would like to talk about a very significant because give a huge impact on our country. It's about the retirement of the Nicole Davids. I think most of us knew her very well because Nicole David has announced her retirements on February 19, 2019. So after he have involved in this squash for almost I think 20 years. So he said that in the Star Online article, he said that after more than 30 years playing squash for Malaysia, competing on the professional tour and achieving the utmost best from my career, being the only one national athlete to achieve this accolade and to be recognized for the greatest female squash at all times. So she said that he very proud to play for the Malaysian teams. And I think that she had achieved a lot of the awards, a lot of the what we can say as the nominated, which is became proud. And when we go through back on her career, we can see that he win two what we can say two titles for the World Juniors and then 8 times for the World Championships, and she managed to get what we can see as the first ranks in all times from 2006 to 2015, and she also managed to hold the title for so long time, almost 10 years like Lin Chou-wei. I think that she had managed to give a huge impact. And recently, she had become the ambassador of the Lawrence Squash, which is one of the biggest squash entertainments that we can see that. And she also have been given honorary, to bring the torch the Olympics, and I think that most of her career give a very huge impact to the Malaysian nations, and she said that she very sad to leave this kind of the fields, but due to her age, due to her conditions, about her stamina, so she decided to retirement to retire. So why I choose this kind of the articles about the Nicole David, because I think that I admire her her tactic in playing squash, and
Do you like to do you ever play
no,
squash?
I
No.
do
You
like to
just
play
watch.
squash. No,
Squash is very hard actually.
because you
Then
need
you just hit and the ball fly away. Then
you need a lot of stamina. You must have a strong hand. If not, the balls you cannot pick at the right thing. So I admire her very much. That's all.
okay. Alright. Okay, so it's my turn. Okay, my one is about football. It's about Malaysia football. All you have watched Ola Bola, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ola Bola. So,
Yeah.
sure, it's a very famous movie, so everyone actually watch it, and it's very inspired. It teaches us like to not give up. Yeah, okay. So why is it so? Why is it so interesting? Okay. Nowadays football team in Malaysia is okay, getting better and better compared to last few years. But in the early days, like 1972, we managed to enter Olympics. Foot Malaysia women and managed to beat USA.
Yes.
I also don't know how. 3-0.
Oh,
But at the end lost to Moscow and
yeah, very good.
something else I forget. Okay. They only qualified to the group stage, and then following 1980 also qualified to Olympics, but because of Malaysia government wants to boycott Soviet country because they are doing the Olympics, so we so yeah, Ola Bola is talking about the 1980s Olympic journey. Okay, so as we know, we have during that time we have famous football stars like Moqtadari, Sochi, Un Santok Singh, and R Arumugam. Okay, and like last time people used to say, put Chinese in defenders, Malays strikers, and Indians as goalkeeper, and then you can win. But nowadays we don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So their journey was tough actually. So because at first they keep losing until they change their tactics. They give different players. Like one of the player named James Wong is actually a goalkeeper, but he was appointed to be as a striker.
Oh God.
And then actually the team doesn't like him because he's a goalkeeper. It's a second goalkeeper, not the first one. And then but turns out he's the one that scored the last goal for the qualified when we beat South Korea. So okay, why I choose this article? This article teach me that nothing is impossible. Okay, we can achieve our goals if we don't give up.
Because we know that we have a small
Yes.
probability to
So have you
win.
played football?
I like football, but I don't have a football shoe.
So you play?
Last time I wanted to join the football team in my school, but suddenly because I'm too short.
Oh, you too short.
They choose all big guys.
Oh,
But that time was Form 1, Form 2.
that's so racist, right?
It resist the height.
Do you still want to play football?
Yeah. I really like anytime when I'm free, I always play with my cousins and all. So his football is
That's
actually
so
very nice.
weird.
You all should join.
So when they
My
say,
father's a football player. He represent Malaysia.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your father?
Who's my father?
I am very curious right now.
Yeah, my father's a very good football player. I inspire him lah, but I don't like to play football. I'll just watch him play football. Yeah.
He still play?
Yeah, still play.
Still playing.
But I didn't represent lah. Just still playing lah. Like because last time he had fractured all right. Yeah. Then we told him not to play. He told me to play. I mean my family, but he's still playing.
Whoa, wow.
Okay, so that's all from me.
Nice. Next, Shalini.
So I'm going to talk about Dato' Lee Chiong Wei.
Wow,
Yeah, but it's more to his personal, about his personal life and lifetime achievement. So he was born on 21st October 1982. So tomorrow is his birthday.
Wow. You are very meticulous person.
He born in, Bagan Serai, Pera? No. So he's a character. But he represents Malaysia, so not so depending on his place, but he played for Malaysia, so proud of him. So why he play badminton? Because he's influenced by his father.
Yes.
But his favorite game is basketball.
Yeah.
His mother told him that don't play basketball because under the sun she don't like. So he then become a badminton player. Yeah. So Lisbon City.
Yes.
Of course.
He's the one who found Lee Chong Wei. I mean,
Yes.
not found like that. Just to play for the nation when Dato' Lee Chong Wei was 17.
17.
Yes. So, but Lee Chong Wei began to play the badminton when he was 11. So, in 2003, Lee Chong Wei was reached to play his major tournament in final in Malaysia Open.
Against in that
Yes. Chen Hong.
2003.
Yeah, the first major tournament final in Malaysia Open. Play with Chen Hong, but Chen Hong defeated him. Okay, and then he won 2 titles, the Malaysia Open and the Chinese Taipei Open. And also 2004 he played Olympic Games in Athens. And he defeated Ng Wei of Hong Kong, from Hong Kong. And then he played Open title in Denmark. Denmark Open? Yeah. And also Asian Badminton Championship, and also again he participated in Malaysia Open for the 3rd time in 2006. And then Commonwealth Games, then Olympic, and Philippines Open, Japan Open, French Open.
All open.
All open.
Never close.
And then he won a silver medal in the Asian Games, and also he won 7 Malaysia Open titles, 7 times. And then he also defeated Lin Jan in Korea Open. I also like him.
He's very good.
Yeah, he's a good player too. Chang Wei married to, her companion, teammate. She's also a Malaysian badminton player. Oh!
You don't know ah? You don't know ah?
You don't know?
Really ah?
I think her name is Wong Mer-chu.
Commentary is
They
2000.
train together, you don't know?
she won England Open for the first female player. Malaysia.
So,
Really? You don't know?
You don't know? It's on the news.
and Dato' Lee Chong also received, Dato's title from Tuanku Mizan Zainal. It's actually called Darja Bhakti Devi Award. So that's all from me.
Did you all watch the movie Lee Chong Wei?
Yeah.
The movie? You should watch, then you can learn the history of him. He started playing.
I watch him, so it's very harsh.
Actually, he started playing basketball playing badminton. Like haram, illegally, you know. The adults gamble and he will just play.
Just play.
So because he's good.
Very good. Always we love money.
Actually, that movie, the last game, is quite inspiring because
Great comeback.
Yeah, great comeback. At that time, he just get 30 points and Ling Dan get 20 points.
20
Wow.
30.
Then he is able to come back to 22 or to 22 20 like that.
That one is a very like on
Very
YouTube.
very epic game.
Very scary, you know that game.
Yeah. Really, I don't even believe it. Then I go and search in YouTube. Then I really saw that video. That's true. From
The
13,
video, the competition.
yeah,
Yes.
from 13 point to 22. Yeah.
The greatest comeback.
Yeah.
Ever.
Okay, Ayuni.
When is it?
Uh,
2000.
It's a Malaysia Open fought with Lindan. Previously he lost to Lindan like a few times already.
Yeah.
And then on that match, he really want to beat Lindan.
We managed to beat
Wow.
one.
I will try to find that video for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, next. Okay. Today I will talk about e-sports.
Oh.
E-sport, yes. You know what is that?
I know, but not
Not-
too
not-
detailed.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I will introduce to you about the e-sport. Okay, e-sport is also known as electronic sport. Yes. Play game, play video games. Okay. This e-sport consists of professional player, individual, and you can play it as a team. Yes. They introduced the e-sport in around 2000. Just not too old. Then this e-sport been famous in 2010 when everyone play video game. When we have phone that been update every time. So yeah, it start famous in 2010. So, this is e-sport become significant factor in the video game industry. Just before the video game industry just do not have the competition, just play
Just for fun.
just for fun. That's why it become a competition.
People can become a millionaire because of this.
Yes.
They can win tournaments like
Anyone can join.
anyone and
Who can play
Those
the
are-
games very well, who won, get the prize.
We will have a
open
rank.
championship.
Just play, just move your finger.
Excuse.
Yes. Okay, I will tell you some example for the games. Do you know MOBA?
Mobile
Yes.
Legends.
Yeah,
I played that game. But since I study degree, I stopped.
The
Easy.
Don't have time.
Never have time.
okay,
You're
next
right.
PUBG.
COD lah, come on, no PUBG.
So the Call of Duty, right?
Okay. There's one tournament for Dota. I'm not even familiar with Dota. Do you know guys?
Dota is actually the first version of
The
Mobile
first
Legends.
version
Oh,
of
really?
first version that
Oh,
most of
okay.
Most of them are
player
Dota.
playing Dota.
The prize pool is the biggest prize pool in esports street.
Okay. I just know why.
Okay.
So in this competition, there's the fighting game specific Evolution Championship Series and the Intel Extreme Master provide live showcase and also provide a prize money in the game. They also do the live showcase for the tournament. Oh yes.
You have like Astro at home, right?
Yeah.
You watch 808,
Yes,
8 channel.
they have
Full of
Dota.
Games only.
Only games.
Okay. Okay. So the industry they estimated in 2019 this year the e-sport will become the viewer of the e-sport can become 354 million viewers. Millions, you know.
It is huge,
Yes,
huge
that's quite
thing.
huge. And also the money is 1 billion.
Oh,
1 billion
For the winner.
US. Yes.
oh my god.
It's quite
That's how you
for the
become
winner.
millionaire.
A billion.
Oh, wow.
1,000 billion.
They can also do the live in YouTube, and that's how they're getting the
Income.
viewer, the income. Just pay.
I think they can make them as career.
Ah,
They can make a living for that things.
I think also 85% the player is male and 55% is female. There is more to men
Yeah.
gamers. That's all. Thank you. Okay,
So,
Ubi.
What article?
so we now have to choose
The best article.
the
Two
two best articles.
articles.
So,
For me, I choose sports and
and
Lee Chong Wei.
Oli Chong Wei. Oli Chong Wei.
Which one? Which one?
Which one is better?
Which one is better?
Shura.
Shura.
Okay.
Okay, for me, I choose e-sport, biology, and football.
Bola.
Bola.
Bola. Okay. Next.
Choose e-sport and football.
Okay. Next.
Actually, I also chose e-sport and football because too many Lee Chong Wei.
Understand? How about Arifat?
Different.
Arif? Okay, next.
So for me, I would choose esports and football.
Okay, so majority e-sport and football already. Don't have to vote anymore.
I think we don't have to vote already.
Yeah.
We know which one already lah. Okay, so
For
for
the first?
this discussion, this sport discussion, we will do for sports. It's under sports. It's the e-sports and football.
Football.
So, is there anything to add on?
No.
I think.
No.
Okay.
Alright.
That's all.
Okay.
Yes,
So
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.